I may be light on my feet, but this video is heavy on content. It's for adults only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody, and welcome back. So glad that you are here. My name is Gavin. This is my channel. On this channel, we like to get into the nitty-gritty of true crime. We like to cut through the sensationalism, cut right through the fluff, and get into the important stuff. And if that's your deal, then you found the right place, and I'm glad you have. Hey, speaking of people finding the right place, holy cow, we are coming up on 127,000 members of our community. We're at 126,949 fishies in the bowl, and that makes me super happy. Thank you very much for supporting me by subscribing to the channel, by liking, by commenting, and in our live chat during these live streams, we like to interact a little bit. So if you would like me to see your comment, please put GF in the comment, and then I will see that. Okay. Today we are circling back around to the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Lily, age 6, Jack, age 4, were reported missing on May 2nd. So we're coming up on 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And we've gone through this. I mean, searchers have been looking. I think they have done such amazing work trying to locate these 2 children that went missing out of this house in rural Nova Scotia. That's the chicken coop. There we go. You know what? I never did zoom that back out. We did that. Oh man, now I'm just messing things up all over the place. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. You're seeing how the sausage is made here, so we just want to zoom out a bit. Come over here, zoom out again. There we go. Now we can actually see. Now we can see that whole photo. So they went missing out of this house in rural Nova Scotia. I'm sure the investigators went right through all of the buildings, the outbuildings, under the house, under the decks, under the porch. Anywhere they went looking for these children, they still have not found them. And we went over the recordings of dispatch. There were people that had just the night before been looking for another missing person. They were tired. They still went out and looked and looked and looked. I want to bring this up right here, okay? Police, the RCMP, are asking for the public's help. I should have had this up during my previous videos on Lily and Jack Sullivan. If you have any tips, if you've seen Lily and Jack, or Lily or Jack, please report it. Call Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. Okay, they're specifically asking, and there is an update that came out today from Nova Scotia Police. So let me give you, there's a link to this down below, but let me give you just a quick look-see at a terrific website that is a great resource. This is crimetimelines.com. As we see, if we kind of scroll down here, before today, the last time we knew of somebody outside of the family seeing Lily and Jack was the bus driver who dropped them off at home on April 29th. Okay? But we've got an update from the RCMP. This came out this morning. I almost couldn't wait. I wanted to do a live stream during the day. Unfortunately, I still work for a living, but anyway, here is from the RCMP, okay? Investigators seek additional video footage to advance missing children investigation. You guys remember that we heard that investigators were going around to neighbors. They were looking for trail cams. They were trying to figure out, and at that point, they were saying we want to see everything all the way back to April 25th. That came out specifically. Also, in listening to the dispatch recordings, we know that they saw trail cameras around, and they were getting permission to check those trail cams for any images that they might have. But anyway, here we go. As the missing persons investigation into the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan continues, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police is appealing to the public for additional video footage. Additional is the key word here, right? That means they have video footage. They may not have video footage of Lily and Jack. I believe they do, but they're looking for additional video footage to comb through. Investigators have collected hours of video from areas surrounding Lansdowne Station. Quote, based on the details we've gathered so far, and this is the update, we've confirmed that Lily and Jack were observed in public with family members on the afternoon of May 1st. End of quote, says Corporal Sandy Matharu, Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit. Continuing the quote, we're now asking anyone who has dash cam footage or video along Garlick Road between 12 p.m. on April 28th and 12 p.m. on May 2nd to contact us. This is a little bit of a clue. We're going to go back to the clues. We'll zero in on them, okay? Investigators remain committed to exploring all possibilities surrounding the children's disappearance. To date, more than 355 tips have been received and are being followed up on. RCMP officers have also formally interviewed over 50 people. I think the last number that I saw that they wanted to interview was like 35. With more interviews planned in the coming days. Investigative work is ongoing following a large-scale ground and air search that began immediately after the children were reported missing on May 2nd. And that indeed it was. Hundreds of searchers, multiple dogs, a variety of drones, an underwater recovery team, and several aircraft scoured the heavily wooded 5.5 square kilometer area before search efforts were scaled back on May 7th. Additional searches took place on May 8th, 9th, 17th, and 18th. Any future searches will be determined based on the course of the investigation. I'm sure they keep getting that question. When are you going to go out and search some more? Quote from the corporal. RCMP officers from various teams are fully engaged in finding out what happened to Lily and Jack, and we're using all tools and resources to determine the circumstances of their disappearance, says Corporal Matharu. We understand people's desire for answers and updates. However, as this is an active investigation, we're unable to discuss details of our ongoing work. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of Lily or Jack, or who has video footage to share with the police, is asked to call the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit at 902-896-5060. To remain anonymous, contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers toll-free at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. Submit a secure web tip at crimestoppers.ns.ca or use the P3 Tips app. Okay? I encourage you not to remain anonymous unless you have a very good reason to do so. Okay? If you have a good reason, then be anonymous. That's fine. But yeah, that crime unit, 902-896-5060. Okay, now let's take a look at a couple of things. First is they've collected hours of video. We don't know how many hours of video, but they're looking for additional video. They're specifically looking for video between April 28th at 12 p.m. and 12 p.m. on May 2nd. This will, obviously, that's 2 hours on May 2nd. That's 2 hours past the time that they were missing. But important things could be happening in those 2 hours, right? There could be video of the children themselves. There could be video of some kind of abduction, perhaps, some other kind of nefarious activity. And then 12 p.m. on April 28th, that is the day before we knew this, that is the day before the last time somebody saw Lily and Jack alive. This to me tells me that perhaps police suspect that something may have happened before. Maybe if we're talking about an abduction here, maybe people were casing the area, maybe they drove by, maybe they're looking for people and cars that aren't typically in the area, that don't fit the pattern. And then, of course, we found out that Lily and Jack were observed in public on the afternoon of May 1st. So they were okay until the afternoon of May 1st. We don't know when in the afternoon, but we know it was the afternoon, and it was the following morning, according to Malia Brooks Murray, the children's mother. It was sometime around 10 a.m. ish. Well, it was around 10 a.m. that they reported the children missing. Her story was that she and her partner, Daniel Martell, were in their bedroom. And I'm paraphrasing here. It might not be perfect, but they said they couldn't hear the children. They wondered where they were. They figured the kids got out through the sliding glass door. This is the story anyway. And they went out and looked for them. Since then, to my knowledge, Mr. Martell remains in the Lansdowne Station area, the Garlick Road area. And I understand that Ms. Brooks Murray is not there. But that's not confirmed. That was true days and days ago. Okay? So, hey, if you are in Nova Scotia or were in Nova Scotia and you're in the Lansdowne Station area between April 28th and May 2nd, look at these faces. See if they jog your memory. See if, even if they don't jog your memory, but you've got a dash cam, go through it. See if you see anything. Even if you don't see anything, offer it to the police. Okay? Call them 902-896-5060. Or 800-222-TIPS for Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers. But look at their faces. Jack, look, and it's very difficult to tell because, different lighting and so forth, but Jack looks like a very light skin white boy with reddish brown hair. 4 years old. His looks like his ears are something that is a feature that we can kind of zero in on as unique to him. They're unique, right? But 4 years old. And then if we look at Lily, she also has brown hair. Looks like brown eyes, gappy, gummy teeth, the way all children have about 6 years old. Her brown hair is down to her shoulders. And then Jack's reddish brown hair is kind of a short cut. Just try to remember these faces. And see if you can see if you can help police. See if, as a community, we might be able to help. Okay, so that's the main update that I have for you guys. Let's go over to your comments here. Remember, if you put GF in your comment, that will help me see it. Obviously, I've been pushing the wrong button for the last couple of days. Let's just use GF, and that will help me to see you. Broke says Daniel claims to have searched by car immediately after they went missing. For how long did he search? 2 hours. Supposedly, that's where they want to see, is he actually seen looking? Oh yeah, yes, to verify his story, right? And I really deeply hope that that they are able to verify the story and that he has been telling the truth. When I first saw the video of him talking, I tended to believe him. He did get a little bit choked up, but police should be doing the right thing, right? They should be verifying. Verify, verify, verify. Malia's interview was a little more suspicious, but very, very good comment, Broke. Thank you very much for that. Let's bring the kiddos back up. Remember these faces. And let me let this refresh here just for a second. Okay. My mod's hard at work. Did you guys see that for members you have a couple new emojis for our mods, Autumn and Mooney? I figured it was time. They needed it. Light and Love says, Gavin, just tuned in and we'll have to rewind, but want to say your intros just keep getting cuter. Yeah, the baby trend is kind of fun right now. I'm not sure how long this will last. We'll have to come up with some other stuff. Nana Chrissy 03. Hey, Gavin and everybody. First live watching from the mountains of North Carolina. Well, welcome. Glad you are here. Let's see. Britt Black says, Gavin, so the kids were out sick on Thursday. Did the parents already call the school Friday morning to keep them out again before they were reported missing? That is a terrific question. Unfortunately, I don't know how to say this. Unfortunately for us and for our curiosity, Canada tends to be a pretty darn tight-lipped place. And I'm saying this with all due respect and love to our neighbors to the north. We love you guys. But they are not like these kind of things tend to leak out in the states, and then especially in states like Utah, Idaho, Texas, Florida, documents tend to come out, right? They not leak out, they actually come out because of the rights that we have down here in the States. In Canada, it doesn't seem to be the case, so I do not know, but I believe that the investigators and officers with the RCMP, that would be a question that they would be asking for sure. And it's a great question to be asking Britt. And, I don't want to hurt the investigation of the RCMP, but if anybody is local and can figure out that kind of information, can get their hands on that information, you can reach out to me through my website. You can do it anonymously. Just click on this little icon right here, and that will take you to a form. I do see all of the messages. By the way, Medi, who is a frequent correspondent here on the channel, who said in last night's video about Elisa Petrov, Elisa, who is missing out of the state of Utah, who said she knows both of the suspects. She did reach out to me. She did get in contact with me, and I have responded. I haven't seen if she's responded yet. But anyway, I do look at all of my messages. I encourage you to reach out at any time. By the way, while we're over here, just for the sake of shameless self-promotion, if you click on the little fishy up here, that will take you to the fish tank. That is a good place for us to interact as well. So if you're on Facebook and that's your thing, I invite you to join us over on the fish tank. You can just click that link, or you can just go on Facebook and search for the fish tank. All right, let's bring up Lillian Jack again. Great comment, Britt. Gavin, did one of the parents or caretakers lawyer up? I have not seen any news that has indicated that there has been a lawyering up. If they did, while that does signal something to us, I am a big fan of people availing themselves of their rights guaranteed by the Constitution of their country. If this were the United States, I would encourage Malia and Daniel to seek the advice of an attorney, and with the help of their attorney, help in the search for their missing children. But reading between the lines of what you're saying, sometimes that is an indication that there is an issue that they're protecting themselves. And I don't know. You guys will have to pardon me. I should know more about Canada. I've been there a few times. I'm not sure what rights are guaranteed by their constitution if they do have a right to remain silent and a right not to incriminate themselves. I don't know that in Canada. I would love to learn that too. Lori Dean says, "Forgive me." Where did I put my water? I don't think I brought it in here. "Forgive me if you've already stated it, but I was curious if lie detectors have been utilized." All I know is that Daniel Martel said that he offered to take a polygraph test. The way that the RCMP operates, though, they're extremely tight-lipped. I don't know if that has happened. Richard lives in Digby, Nova Scotia. Welcome. Mooney, taking care of people. Good job, Mooney. Thank you very much for doing that. Lexi said, "I heard from another channel the kids weren't at school that whole week. From what I understand, let me look at my little calendar. Tuesday, the 29th of April was a Tuesday. Yeah. I understand that on Thursday, well, you know what we should do? Let's go over to Crime Timelines. And yeah, so on Crime Timelines, which I have found to be very well sourced, the province had no school on Wednesday due to a professional development day across the schools. And then on Thursday, I don't think that they were in school. It doesn't sound like they were in school. But this has been updated. Lily and Jack were seen in public with family members in the afternoon near Lansdowne Station, as we learned from the RCMP. So if the children missed school, it would have been Thursday, perhaps Monday. But we do know they went to school on Tuesday. Let's bring them back up. Guys, look at these faces. Hey, if you went through the general area, even if nothing is like jogging your memory, still, if you have a dash cam, send it on into the police just so they can see it. And by the way, guys, this is something that you and I should all do. I ordered one today for both of our cars. I ordered a dash cam. I haven't had one. And I know a lot of people do, but I haven't had one. They're not expensive. You can get one for $30, $40. You can get a very nice one for like $150. And 4K resolution and, the whole shebang. Records sound. I think what I decided was that it's important enough to me that if I just happen to be in a place where a crime has taken place and I just happen to be passing through and somebody asked for dash cam video, I would have it. I wouldn't be one of the ones that doesn't have it. So I'm not doing it for insurance purposes, though that is a benefit. I'm not doing it for protection services, though that is a benefit. I'm doing it because I want to be a person that can be depended on, and I haven't been that person. So those cameras are coming. I'll be installing those in the cars as soon as they get here. Both of my cars are rather old, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to do it. All right, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Let's bring comments back up. Come on over here. Just refreshed. Sorry, give me a second. Man, a lot of stuff has come in. Holy criminy. I think I'm going to miss a lot, guys. Very, very sorry. Christine says you will never bore Baby Gavin. Baby Gavin's got moves. Did you guys notice that? He's got moves. All right, let's see. Michelle Mangum says, Gavin, are you saying the mother left the area right after they went missing? What I'm saying is that the mother did leave the area after a press conference pretty early on. There have been rumors as to why she did that. One of the rumors being that her partner's family asked her to leave, but none of those are corroborated as far as I'm concerned. I just understand that she left the area. But she's in a known area. She's not like missing. Okay. Yeah, Lori, this is a good comment and fair. I like it. People that are not used to speaking on camera to reporters would be anxious and nervous and words coming out wrong. I'm trying to see things in a different way, but I'm not ruling anything out. And that is a terrific way to see it. It's a terrific way to see it. Keep your mind open. I've made friends over the years that I've been working on YouTube, and as a reporter, I've made friends with several investigators, several professional investigators. Some of them retired, some of them are amazing. Not the least of which includes Tom Brennan in the Alan Greenberg case. And while I haven't gone to any investigation school or anything like that, I have gleaned several things. And one of the things that they say is don't form an opinion early, because that makes it so that you are looking for confirmation of that opinion. Keep your mind open. Just look for facts, look for truth, and let it take you where it takes you. So I think that's a terrific attitude to have, Lori. I felt a little suspicious of Michaela, but there are valid reasons, including the one that you shared with us, as to why that she would be a little bit off. And I would say that one interview does not a pattern make, right? It's not like she's Scott Peterson or Chris Watts that just blah, 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 and just digs and digs and digs and digs a hole, right? She did it one time, and it possibly could be nerves. Well, and the fact that their children were missing. For me, the suspicious thing was that her children were missing, and she was just talking about them. Like, yeah, there could have been an abduction. And maybe I just don't understand. Maybe abductions are part of her world. Maybe that has happened to many of her friends. I don't know. But it just did seem suspicious to me, and that's all. Jamsey says, Canada here, and I agree that they are very tight-lipped until there's an arrest. And that's terrific. Heck Jess says, Gavin, I think maybe your outro should be the missing persons photos and information for Lily, Jack, Elisa. Might be helpful for any new subscribers on days where you're not covering other cases. That's a good suggestion, Jess. Thank you. Glitter, I have seen Baby Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. I've seen all those. Those are pretty fun. Carmel, no, they have not shared any results of any polygraph. Let's see. Sammy says, I'd love to be a member. I appreciate your interaction with us fans. Mods, you're all great. Mods are great. Our mods are terrific. He didn't say he was looking for 2 hours. That's misinformation. I think what he said was he went out into the woods. He went looking for them. He was walking through water up to his waist. He was ahead of the helicopters. When he came back, he wasn't allowed to go back until somebody in a camouflage uniform let him go back in. I think that's what he shared. Thanks for keeping us honest here. Teresa, I do not know about a polygraph. Karen says, has the brother that lives on the property had his phone examined to see where he's been? These are investigation questions that we just don't know the answer to, for good reason. Gavin, where's the real father, the bio dad? I do not know. I don't have the answer to that. Haley says, is it suspicious that the mother left the way she did? To me, it is out of the ordinary, so it is suspicious. But as I said before, there are other reasons that that could account for it. Brenda, Gavin, when do you head to England? Brenda, I will be gone, guys. Let me bring up my calendar once again for me to just take a look-see. My last live stream until after I come home will be on June 4th. Then we'll be headed out. CrimeCon UK is on June 7th and 8th. I will be joining Joseph Scott Morgan to talk about the case of Ellen Rae Greenberg. This is Ellen right here. If you guys don't know anything about the Ellen Greenberg case, please go to my website. Oh my goodness. Go to my website and check out the case. If you go to cases right here, scroll on down, they are ordered chronologically, and find Ellen right here. There is a very, very big case file, and you will not believe this file. You will not believe this case. But anyway, Joseph Scott Morgan and I are going to be presenting on the murder of Ellen Rae Greenberg. And so if you are in London and are planning on attending CrimeCon, Saturday is the day that we're going to be doing it. We've got the main stage in the evening, 5 o'clock-ish, something like that. So we will be there in London on the 6th and 7th, and then Kimberly and I are going to skedaddle to Portugal, where we're going to spend some time, just she and I. Okay, with that, let's bring them back up. Let's see what else. Thanks for the question. And so, by the way, while I'm gone, I have some videos that are going to be dropping, just so the channel has stuff you guys can watch. I'll also be checking in on social media and the fish tank and so forth. Okay. Captain Savaho says you do have the right to remain silent. Excellent. S. Baumgartner says, Gavin, it's my understanding you can't get a free court-appointed lawyer until you're charged with a crime, and I doubt if they have the money to hire their own lawyer. Yeah. Lawyers are notoriously expensive, and especially when you compare it to never having a lawyer, right? It's zero versus something else. But there are times when it is worth it to hire an attorney, and sacrificing to do so, and begging, borrowing, not stealing to be able to do so. But I think you're right. I think you're probably right. That's the way it is here in the States anyway. Bobby Atwell says, I watched a show last night and they said that the mother has lawyered up. Bobby, I will investigate that, see if I can find the same information that you have. Carmel, you are most welcome. Callus Maximus says Canada does have Miranda rights. I wonder if they call them Miranda rights. I mean, I know England has the same kinds of rights. It's a little bit different, but so that makes sense that the Commonwealth countries would be too. Amanda says, what are your thoughts on the RCMP saying future searches will be dictated by the course of the investigation? I take them at exactly what they said. If they feel like a search needs to take place in a specific place or in a general place, they will do it, and I think they will do it based on what they learn in their investigation. I do believe that since another search hasn't happened since, 10 days ago, they probably are confident that the children aren't there, either because they've checked so much or because they have information that leads them to believe that. Emily, Gavin, so there's no footage of a family member with the children the day prior to the mother sounding the alarm? I don't think there is. Well, the RCMP didn't say whether there was footage or not. They just simply said that they were observed. Lily and Jack were observed in public with family members on the afternoon of May 1. I don't know if that means they observed them on video or if they have witnesses that tell them, hey, they were wherever, at the grocery store or at the park or wherever, right? At It says public place, the gas station. It could be through witness testimony, and it could be, I mean, it would have to be multiple witnesses, right? For the police to be able to say, okay, yes, that is a true thing. Or maybe they observed them on video in public. I don't know the answer to that. Great question, Emily. RR, okay, I'm sorry. We take cases seriously. We don't take ourselves seriously. But that RR just reminds me of Mork and Mindy. Because I'm that old. Canada has very strict privacy laws. Also, police detectives keep their cards close to their chest. Yes, that is what I am gathering. Thanks for making it so clear for me. Let's see. Monica Fosshaug from Norway. Love Little Gavin, love your channel. No fluff. Thank you. I love Norway. I've transited through there a couple times. I've been to Oslo a couple times. Norway is a beautiful place. Thank you. Oh, we just refreshed again. A couple more here before we call it a day. I'm sorry because it refreshed. I'm going to miss a lot of people. Heck Jess says, Gavin, Daniel has said family told her to leave the property. I'm sure it is not easy for her to do, but 3 versus 1. She was obviously not being supported. She is better off with her family. Yeah. So that is my understanding as well. I have not seen the interview or whatever the report of Daniel saying that. If you'd like to share that with me in Slack, heck, Jess, that would be terrific. And actually, anybody, but I have a Slack channel that is devoted to very few, very small, tightly knit group of supporters, moderators, researchers, and writers. Because we have CrimeCod, our website, that is a true crime website. If you guys haven't seen it, just go up here. This is CrimeCod. So I have this website or this Slack channel for that very small group of people. Man, they give me lots of information. So researchers, if you can find that, I would love that. I would love to be able to verify that story. Heck, Jess, I'm not saying you're lying to me or you're sharing rumor. I just haven't seen it myself. But if you do want to kind of join our merry little band, reach out and I'll have one of my folks reach out to you. It's usually Autumn that reaches out to see what you might be able to do to help the Team O volunteers. Lori says, Gavin, if Daniel told the kids to go out and play and he went back to bed, she might be blaming him for whatever happened. Could be. Emily says, Gavin, I'm curious to know when the stepmother and step-uncle heard or saw the children prior to the alarm being sounded of their missing status. Emily, if you could send me your source on that, I would... Because are you saying the family members are the stepmother and the step-uncle? They saw them? I would love to know that. Kanun says, Gavin, will you make us a little recap video of your London trip? Okay, probably not. I'm sorry. Probably not. Honestly, and the reason why is because in the little more than 25 years that Kimberly and I have been married, other than our cheapo little 3-day honeymoon when we first got married, we've never traveled just us. And so I'm going to prioritize it being just us. And from time to time, I'll snap a picture and I'll post it to Instagram or to the fish tank, that sort of thing. But maybe a better thing to do is when I get back, I can just make a video and recap, tell you what I did, which I'd be happy to do. But sorry that I'm. Maybe that's what you're asking, but I won't be videoing anything while I am in London. Just not gonna do it. Do we know where the injury on the stepfather's face came from? Was it the mother, or was that stated? Oh, like on his eye? I don't think that was ever stated. I'm setting up a babysitter, so I don't want you guys to go missing yourselves. Kelly Lee from Trenton, Ontario. Yes, in Canada, we have the right to remain silent until a lawyer is present. Do you have the right to remain silent when a lawyer is present? Curious about that. Interesting. Christine says, no, we don't call them Miranda rights. And that makes perfect sense because you don't have Arizona v. Miranda, right? That makes good sense. I'm learning so much tonight. Lenny P says, yes, according to Biodad's mother last evening, she said Michaela lawyered up May 11th or 12th. Okay. I obviously need to do a little deeper research to, again, reach out to me with any of these, any article or news report that might have this information. I will put it all into one place. Just reach out to me through the website. I'll put it all into one place and do one video on it. Let's do that. If you don't mind reaching out and giving me that info, I will gladly do that. Let's not totally belabor this. I just want to go through a couple more. Cindy Lou Hoot says, Google says Canadians referred to simply as the charter or charter rights. Charter rights include the right to silence, the right to counsel, and the right to be informed reasons for arrest. I wonder if the charter is part, do they not have a constitution because they're a Commonwealth country? They have a charter. This is a civics lesson. I hope you guys are as fascinated as I am. It's amazing. Thanks, Cindy Lou Hoot. Yeah, Jacqueline says we have Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Okay. Chumba says these cases are hard to cover sometimes. You just need a break. So glad you're having a few days off. Indeed. Leanne says Daniel Martel has indeed taken a polygraph test and passed. Okay. Can't have a lawyer with you in questioning? What's the point of the lawyer? Robert Bernardi. In 2,000 words or less, please explain why you may or may not take a vacation video. I will not. Okay. One man's trash. Thank you. I hope that we'll have a terrific time together. And also, let me bring up, let's finish this up, but let me just bring this up one more time, okay? While I'm telling you this. What is going to happen is we are both very excited to just be us together, and we are deeply grateful that we have grown children that are going to help us so much with our growing children while we are gone. We're also grateful to aunts and uncles and cousins that are going to also help with that. It's amazing. But what is going to happen is we're going to be about 6 hours into the journey and we're going to start talking about the kids and missing them. That's what's going to happen. But anyway, yeah, because parents love their children, right? For as much as we talk about wanting a break, we don't want a break. We just want little breaks. But this will be a good one. Guys, Lily and Jack are still missing. Police are still investigating. I have confidence in this team based on their press conference that they are committed and bought in to the goal of finding these precious little ones. Please, if you have any tips, even if you don't send in any false tips, but if there's just a sliver of an idea in your mind that, hey, this might be important, phone it in. contact the RCMP in Nova Scotia. They are at 902-896-5060, or Crime Stoppers, which I have on the screen, 800-222-TIPS, 800-222-8477. And let's, as a community, not just this channel, but the true crime community all over the world, let's see if we can help. Spread the word to the people. If we can't help, maybe we can help by spreading the word to the people who can help. And that's what I hope. Hey, oh my goodness, guys, you ready for this? You ready? Boom. We have 127,000 subscribers. Thank you, all of you who joined. Thank you for those that have been around for a long time. For those of you who are new, you guys are awesome, and I deeply appreciate you supporting me. If you want to support somebody else who is worthy of support, head over to my website, click on Support Me. Just scroll down past all of the ways that you can support me, and buy my lead mod, Autumn, a coffee, will ya? She's a mod wrangler. She's a researcher. She does so much, guys. Does so much. So please, please, please help Autumn out if you're able to do that. No guilt, no pressure. We love you. No guilt, no pressure, man. Just if you can and if you want to. Okay? All right. With that, I'm going to bid you adieu until tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, when we will be back together. And until then, take care of yourselves. Good night. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.